People always think that Martin Luther King was always beloved, and as he has this holiday, he's probably the most famous civil rights leader that we have. But the truth is, in the last couple of years, Martin Luther King was actually hated by a lot of America. Many people viewed Martin Luther King as always trying to bring too much change, trying to basically cause trouble. In many instances, he was viewed worse than Malcolm X because they thought that Martin Luther King was creating too much trouble, too much division. And Martin Luther King was rumored to be a communist, and that definitely was a no-go during this time. And that's one of the reasons why you had the FBI spy on him for a couple of years. And the country turned against him when he started pushing for economic equality. He wanted African Americans to get better jobs, better housing opportunities, public housing, to try to get them on their feet and try to level the playing field, is the way he viewed it. And whenever he tried to push for this in a northern city like Chicago, the venomous hate that Martin Luther King received along with the protesters there, it was quite ugly. It was quite fierce. And these last couple of years, and Martin Luther King's life was actually, it was bad. It was bad because he wasn't finding the success that he did have with the Voting Rights Act and of '65 and the Civil Rights Act of '64. He was really trying to help African Americans get more economic success, and he was finding a lot more resistance, and he was definitely finding a lot more negative press. And you even had the FBI leaking stories about his personal life that has been documented in other places as well. And Martin Luther King, like I said, he was not a well-liked figure actually in a lot of America at this time. However, it still was a shock to many when in April of 1968, Martin Luther King was in Memphis, once again trying to find a new way to get more economic rights and economic success for African Americans. He was killed. He was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee by James Earl Ray. And this shook the nation to its core because even though many people may have not agreed with Martin Luther King, the fact that the civil rights icon was killed in broad daylight was a shock to many. And this created a lot of riots and a lot of anger with many African Americans. And then you started having more African Americans push towards movements like the Black Panther movement, where it's more militant, more pro-black, and definitely more violent. And this was a shock to the country when Martin Luther King was assassinated.